headed the stories of how this airplane has made a difference on a personal level and a global level, and is even helping to reach into space. So I had to be here in person because as a pilot, I know how great this plane is to fly. My personal story, if you don't know it, I'll tell you now. The 747-400. I worked for Qantas Airlines for 17 years as an ambassador and a pilot for the VIP passengers and the executives, including the chairman of the board and the president of that airline, in my personal 707. However, Qantas would not formalize this contract unless I went to school at the Qantas 747-400 school in order to be trained to fly these very VIPs. So I can assure you that it was the toughest program any commercial pilot will have ever had to endure. But after a month of training in Seattle and Australia, I earned my wings and I experienced the most well thought out and safest aircraft ever built. It was a pleasure to learn the details of this extraordinary aircraft and something that made my Boeing 737 training a breeze. And now that I have to thank every engineer, every mechanic, every support person who made all the 1,574 747s. You are awesome. And even when you understand the science behind flight, there's nothing like seeing a 747 take flight to remind you that there's also magic here. She's a great airplane, and I'm looking forward to many years to come flying with her. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Thank you for really flying Boeing. This is what
Yes.
it means to fly, to be a pilot. So we're
The
honored.
707, the 737, and the 747.
Keep flying them.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay. One more hand for John. All right, at this time, I want to welcome to the stage another John. The John Dietrich. He is the President and Chief Executive Officer of Atlas Air Worldwide and the customer for the last 747. Come on up, John.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Thank
now, John, before you get started, it just occurred to me that
I have to follow John Travolta?
you have to follow John, and so do I.
Okay.
And we're going to look kind of substandard to him. But there is one guest that's going to bring the house down. It's a guest we haven't brought out yet, and that is the guest of honor, the Queen of the Skies. So with that, everybody bundle up. It's going to get a little cold, but let's see the entrance of the Queen of the Skies. Bells are okay. one more time on the nose of the airplane. We thought to the Sutter family, we thought we'd give Joe another ride around the world as he looks down on us. So thank you, John.
That's pretty cool. Only one country.
Thank you, Stan, and good afternoon, everybody. And Carson, you were absolutely right. She's a darn good-looking airplane. So, look, it's an incredible honor for me to be here today for this milestone occasion in aviation history. I'm very proud to represent the more than 5,000 employees of Atlas Air. We all share in a deep admiration for today's guest of honor, the awe-inspiring Queen of the Skies. To see our aircraft on this big stage is a very proud moment for all of us at Atlas Air. Our company's history and our success is directly linked to the 747 platform. Our founder, Michael Chowdhury, launched Atlas Air over 30 years ago with a single 747-200 freighter. Since then, we became, and still are, the world's largest operator of 747 aircraft. We've got 56 of them. Over the years, we've spanned the globe with nearly every model of the 747, operating over 100 different tail numbers into more than 800 airports in over 170 countries. We're also proud to be the sole operator of Boeing's 4 747 Dreamlifters in support of the 787 Dreamliner production, one of which you saw out on display earlier today. With such a deep history in the 747 platform, it's only fitting that Atlas Air is taking the last one ever to be built. Some may say there's no greater freighter than the 747, and I certainly agree. It has tremendous payload and range and a nose-loading capability that is simply unmatched. The 747-8 variant also supports Atlas's and Boeing's commitment to the environment, with significantly improved fuel efficiency and substantially reduced carbon and noise footprint. Through the years, we've carried everything and anything that can be carried on a 747, from race cars to racehorses, rocket parts to satellites. I'm not sure about large fish, but small fish. And all forms of electronics, perishables, and critical medical and pharmaceutical products. Simply put, the 747 does it all. And beyond what we carry is who we carry for. This aircraft will be operating on behalf of Apex Logistics, a Kuehne+Nagel company. And in addition to Apex and Kuehne+Nagel, we're very proud to host a few of our many customers here today, including Amazon, DB Schenker, FedEx, Flexport, NCA, and Qantas. And we're also very proud to be the largest provider of commercial airlift to the U.S. military, carrying both troops and cargo. The 747 was always there to answer the call for the U.S. military in Iraq and Afghanistan, and most recently with the Ukraine support missions. It is the backbone of this critical work. And as our logo on the tail illustrates, Atlas truly carries the world. And we do so thanks to Boeing. From Joe Sutter and the Incredibles, who turned a dream into a reality, to the employees who continue this great legacy today, we want to thank you for your continued commitment to safety, quality, and innovation, as well as your commitment to the environment. The impact of your work continues well beyond the production lines. It has fueled childhood dreams and career ambitions, while at the same time driving global economies and supply chains. I'd like to personally thank Dave Calhoun, Stan Deal, Ihsan Moner, Brad McMullen, and Kim Smith for their leadership and support on our recent acquisitions. And thank you also to Don Foster, Jeff Edwards, Mike Wilson, and Chris Dwyer, who have been such strong partners on the Atlas account. And I want to particularly acknowledge Ray Connor, who needs no introduction here at Boeing. Ray sold us our first 747-8s back in, I think it was 2008, may have been 2006, before becoming CEO of Boeing Commercial Airplanes. Ray? Today we're proud that Ray is a board member at Atlas Air Worldwide, and he recently told me that one of the proudest moments in his career was when he was assigned to lead the 747 program and work together with all the Incredibles. So, look, we've heard so many stories today about the 747's impact, and as we take this final delivery, we look forward to the stories that are yet to be told. Today we celebrate not necessarily an ending, but a beginning as well. The beginning of another exciting chapter driven by the mighty Queen of the Skies, and I will say she is the biggest, baddest commercial aircraft that's flying out there. So thank you to Boeing, our customers, and all of our employees.
Please welcome to the stage David Calhoun, Chief Executive.
So if I could, one last point. I happen to have the absolute pleasure of flying her out tomorrow morning, and we have a special flight plan that we've planned, so hopefully we can come across on the screen. That's going to be our flight plan for tomorrow, the Queen of the Skies. So thank you all. Thanks, Dave. Well done. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage David Calhoun, Chief Executive Officer of the Boeing Company.
John was good enough to show me that flight plan on his phone, and I felt for sure it was a good idea to put it up here. I'm going to be the briefest. Everybody's freezing. I was warned that I'd be at the end, and it was wise to wear a vest. This was a story of product legacy, and it's a story that is second to none. We all know it. My first introduction to this airplane was taking my brother from a household that has never flown, not one person in the household, taking my brother for the first flight of any member of our family to Kennedy, and go to the TWA terminal, look out the window, and this airplane's there. You cannot imagine for a kid in his early teens how big and how important and awe-inspiring it is. Never imagined then I'd be weaving my way in and out of the aviation industry forever, and that I would someday have an opportunity to work with all of you to do this. It's amazing. I want to thank the Incredibles. I want to thank every one of you who have touched this airplane. Touched it, thought about it, helped the people who touched it. I can't tell you how important it is.